Hey guys, it's JamJam the comedian here.
Mr. Nice Guy Rugby, and it's episode 14 of Experts on the Couch.
Guys, we're back with another episode and we are blessed enough to be back at the Heritage Centre at Rondebosch. Obviously, Rondebosch, deep history of rugby, had a great fixture this weekend against Wynberg, caused one of the biggest upsets, I think, of the season. Rondebosch against Wynberg, Rondebosch going over there, but we'll talk about that in the schoolboy rugby segment. But just lovely to be here. Obviously, it's a bit wet outside. I don't know if you guys are going to be doing practice this week or today, but it's good to be back.
No, today is very much video sessions. A nice wet day outside in the classrooms today. Rest of the week, the boys will be on the field.
Yeah, you guys have. Is it not the big derby this weekend?
It is indeed. Bishops at home on Saturday.
Last game of the season?
2 p.m. Yes.
Last game of the season. Guys, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. So let's start off how we usually do, straight into the schoolboy results. There were some big games this weekend. Okay, we're going to go with opening game, which is probably the biggest fixture right now in the country. Paul Roos versus Grey Bloom. Paul Roos going ahead there, 37-29 against Grey Bloom. Grey Bloom, very, very good game. Grey Bloom scoring at the end, but obviously not enough time to go for the win. But Grey Bloom's season a bit all over the show compared to usual Grey Bloom teams. I mean, they lost to the touring side from I think it was Naji, if I remember. Then they lost they lost to Stellenberg, lost to Paul Roos. I think there's one or two that I'm missing out as well. But usually Grey Bloom 1 or 2 losses, and that's where they cap it. But
as you said, Jam, like often the team or the school doesn't come short. But I mean, it's been a very choppy season for them. But like 17-14 up 7 minutes at Paul Roos. 7 minutes into the second half, they were up. They were playing some incredible rugby. But then it was game plan, more. And after those incredible mauls from Paul Roos, 3 tries, 21 points later, that is all she wrote.
Yeah, and then the big one down the road from us, actually. The boys at Bishops catching a bit of a hiding against Sachs. Bishops 22, Sachs 55. I managed to watch that game. Sachs were just playing some unbelievable rugby. Bishops had no answer. It could have, honestly, when I was watching it, there could have been 3 more tries on Sachs' side. Bishops totally dominated. Very unfortunate for any of the guys in the Bishops team in Matric, because it's their last home game. You don't want to catch 50 points at home in your last home game. But Ryan, you said something interesting about the under-14s. With the Bishops versus Sachs, there was some big score lines. Yeah,
and I was just working through it this morning, Jam, on my Instagram page, and I was like, expected. Then I got to the under 14 section. It was under 14A, 49 0, 14B, 30 something 0, C 30 something, and I was working it out. It was like 122 0 across the board in the under 14 section. So tough few years ahead, I think.
The wildest part for me as a St Andrews boy is that same Bishops under 14 team beat us by 100.
Correct.
So, hey, guys, I don't know what you guys are doing there in Grahamstown, but hey, it's not going to look good for the next couple of years for Bishops, and Bishops might take that anger out on St Andrews for the next couple of years. But well done to Sachs. Clearly, Sachs's program is picking up. So
100%,
I mean, it's always better when the teams around the Southern Suburbs are in good state. I think it's always good for schoolboy rugby and just for rugby in general in the Western Cape.
No, true. But talking about Sachs, Jam, they've got a couple of superstars in that team. Like, honestly, remember this name, Jake Dave. 10 jersey, unbelievable flower.
Is he the one with the scrum cap?
Yes. And then you also got Naheem Kun, unbelievable feet at the back, fullback. And then the grade 11s at the moment are actually the ones that are playing in the key positions, prop, hooker, flank. Those are coming through
Tando Gobe, I think, at flank, who is such a workhorse. What a player to look out for. He's also grade 11. The Sachs team can obviously play. We saw them come short against very strong Paul Roos sides. So, I mean, with a mixture of grade 11s, you only think that it's only up from here.
I'm excited for them.
Going into this next year's season. And then a big one for, I guess, the people that are here at this prestigious school called Rondebosch. Rondebosch 33, Wynberg 29. I think arguably the biggest upset of the season.
For sure. No, Jam, as you said, what an incredible game out there. 33 points to 29. Wynberg the last 6-7 minutes on our try line. Not in our 22, on our try line.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rondebosch defending their line and, like you said, stopping Wynberg from getting the double Grand Slam this year, which is an absolutely impeccable achievement on its own. And I just wanted to say, even though Wynberg didn't get it and Nick Groom and the boys didn't get it out there, an incredible year by you guys. And please keep your heads held out high.
I mean, we've been talking about this Wynberg side, how they've given great PE points. They've given recently Bishops. They gave him, I think, 64 points. So for me, I respect to them. Like you said, they should still be proud of what they've achieved. But Rondebosch, as underdogs, people wrote them off. I might include myself in people. I thought, I don't think there's any way out of this. And you guys actually held your own. And like you said, the defensive effort at the end was, it's very, very difficult, especially at schoolboy level, to hold out like that.
Literally.
Against a strong team like Wynberg. So I'm sure, guys, the post celebrations were insane.
Jam, I was in the huddle afterwards, luckily enough, with all the first team coaches when they're giving their speeches, and I've never ever seen 17 and 18-year-olds so emotional before. I promise you, no team was beating us on the Tinky Hayne on that Saturday.
Yeah, no, that's how much it means, man. And that's why we always do the segment on schoolboy rugby, because the passion of the kids and the coaches and the parents coming out and creating an atmosphere,
sure.
It's something that brings you back to when you were at school. And it's just a big part of the South African rugby culture. So it's something that we enjoy, I think, both of us, just going out there, watching these boys, enjoying themselves, having fun. And, I mean, they're going to create memories for forever.
For sure. I mean, the level of excitement that bursts out of us when you talk about schoolboy rugby, it's quite...
Yeah. Okay, so then we'll round up the rest. So Milnerton, 10, Melkbosstrand, 5, Trosti, 37, Otanika, 26, Hudson Park, 97, Ooskas Gymnasium, 17.
Well done to the ref there for blowing it before the 100.
Yeah, he just he stopped it a little short there. Dale, 12, Queens, 22, Graham, 54, Muir, 27, Pearson, 17, Barrel Filet, 43, Daniel Pienaar, 25, and Brandbach, 12. And then one of my favorite school teams, of course, Grey High, 61. Listen to this. Grey High, 61, Selborne, 47.
Wow.
That is a high-scoring game, but that is also bad defense.
Yes,
that is. That's one of the games where the defender, whoever is part of the defensive coaching for both sides, will be like, "Hey guys, let's forget about that."
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that is 61-47. That is a crazy score.
I mean, that's a 2-try difference in a 108-point game or something.
Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
I watched the game. There were stages where both teams were just letting tries. Mate, if you caught the ball and ran hard enough, you were gonna go score.
Some curry cup.
Yeah. It was a free fall at a stage, but great PE last game of the season at home on the Khaleesi field, securing that win against Selborne. Selborne not having the greatest season, but good to see them give it a go against Grey and put on such an entertaining game. So shout out to them. Then we move on to the SA under 18. I managed to watch that game as well. We beat England 68-40, rounding up this incoming tour that we had, SA under 18 group. I mean, I saw something yesterday that was saying SA, like the Springboks on top, SA under 20s on top, SA under 18s unbeaten, 7s also current champions. Once again,
schoolboy rugby, arguably the best system in the world.
Schoolboy rugby, arguably the best in the world. I mean, the SA Under-18 team has been playing some crazy rugby. And people forget that these teams don't have a lot of time to work with in between fixtures. Correct. So you have your school commitments, then they have to go from Craven Week, go align as a camp, and then obviously guys have to be pulled from each province all over, and then they have to meet up and then still go through the test series, and then to win all three, I think is just unbelievable. It just shows you how how good our system is at that level.
For sure. And I think that makes the Rondebosch win even more special, going back to that, because our director of rugby and coach, Clemson van Rensburg, obviously coaches the SA Under-18 team when we lost him 2 weeks ago from Bosch. So we haven't had him for 2 weeks, but like you said, 10 days of training, maybe 6-7 trainings, and you have to get that whole team cohesion to come together. You need to get the game plan right, defense structure. It's not enough time to really show what you're going to do going forward. But I mean, we must also give England's an incredible side. So yes, 40 points conceding that. It's tough. It is tough. Again, it's a 108-point game, 16-40. But well done to the SA Under-18.
Because I mean, I think in the Irish game was it 55-15? I don't know if I'm correct.
It's round about there.
Yeah, round about there, 50 points. So these guys have been really, really putting on a great display of rugby, and obviously a lot of them will be moving next year to professional ranks. Anyone that you're excited to see in terms of next year, where they sort of go, or what you look forward to seeing in the next?
There's obviously it gets to levels at this stage for me when it comes to the boys. But for me, Jake Dave, I honestly think he's going to be an absolute superstar for Province out there. But then you go one step further, and you got this Boyson kid, the number 9.
The number 9 from Belgium looks like he's ready to. I've watched him live 3 times this year, and each time he is not disappointed. His appreciation of the rules, his rugby brain.
That's what it is.
He's got a very that's someone where you genuinely look and you're like, this is just a God-given talent.
Literally.
I mean, there was a game where they played against Paul Roos, and we watched, and everything he did, it was almost a 10 out of 10 game. Mm-hmm. Everything he did worked. Every little idea he had, a little dink over, a chip here, a cross kick, everything.
He offers it all.
He offers it all, and he knows when to give it to the forwards at the right time. It's just a maturity beyond his years that is so impressive. Another one for me that I'm excited for, because he's coming to Province. I don't know if you've seen the Grey Bloom fullback.
Yes.
Lamla Mgedezi.
Yes.
2 years SS schools, veteran fullback, can also play at wing, but he's electric. He's stepping. He's good under the high ball. Not the biggest guy, but he's excellent under the high ball. Has a boot on him, so I'm excited to see what that Province junior squad, sort of does next year.
He is electric. It's exciting to see that thing come through.
Western Province, we're in for some good years if that's. I forget the kid's name, but there's a kid who plays fullback for
Paul Jam. I was just about to say, it's probably if I'm allowed to say, it's probably the quickest white boy I've seen.
When I was watching it, I was like, this is White Lightning. Obviously, that used to be Alan Donald's nickname, White Lightning. Yes. Alan Donald might have to take a back seat. We've got a new White Lightning. I mean, that kid's goose acceleration. He leaves everyone for dead.
Where is he going next year?
That's a good question. But wherever he goes, please manage him properly, because that is raw speed, and just the eye for the gap and knowing when to take it on. yeah, it's something crazy to. I mean, for him and Gedezi to be in the same setup.
No, that'll be a bit
Guys,
childish.
SA Rugby. Hey, SA Rugby. We're doing the things, man. We are doing the things.
No, but as you said, Jam, he's been that 15 from Paul Jam has been absolutely electric at the moment. But when he actually proved himself was in that Paul Derby against Paul Boys. I mean, his pace and all his class that he showed out there.
He scored the one in the corner. Yeah. Okay, and then now we're gonna go to the Currie Cup. Some big fixtures and results out in the Currie Cup. We're gonna start with the Bulls versus the Cheetah guys. I don't know.
Speaking about defense or lack of again.
I don't know what is happening this week in South Africa. I don't know what happened this week, but there are too many games that had 100 points scored in them. It's out of hand. So Bulls going down to the Cheetahs 52-62. 62 obviously to the Cheetahs. I mean,
that was special. I actually commented on that game yesterday, and it was 47 points to 17 at half time to the Cheetahs.
Yeah.
And then the Bulls came back and obviously won the second half, 35 points to 15. A complete different second half. But I mean, a 10-point margin after losing a first half by 30 points. Yeah. Incredible comeback. But again, going back to your point, where's the defense?
Where's the defense? Some of the defensive coaches this week are gonna have to answer to the head coach and explain to themselves, or explain to them rather, hey man, this just wasn't our week defensively, because some of these scores are incredible to say the least.
Sure.
And then we had the Air Link Pumas 29 and the Stormers 15-7. Bit of a scrappy game, not the tidiest of games, but I thought Pumas were in control for most of that game when I was watching.
For sure.
I don't think Stormers really had too much to offer, but there were moments. There's an eighth man, I forget his name, black chap.
Malaba, Malaba.
Yes. He was. I mean, he was causing havoc at a stage, but I think Pumas just, eventually were able to get a grip on the game. And
they're so strong in Nelspruit though, Jam. And like you said, they were in control of that whole game. But they did show once or twice Tom Dawson's squib on the screen. Clearly so frustrated because we coughed 2 or 3 tries up, which changes the momentum of the game. Yeah. But well done to the Pumas out there. And honestly, I'm going as far as saying Pumas and Griquas are the ones to watch for this Currie Cup.
Whilst you're on that, Griquas 55, Sharks 15-21. Sharks 15, it's not looking good for them this season. I don't know what's happening there at Currie Cup level, but it's week after week.
But it's such weird questions to kind of get to the solution. Like, is it management? Is it JP? Is it lack of players? It can't be because of Rock Nation being there.
Yeah.
How do we find that solution?
I see there's obviously, we can see now that Currie Cup squads are different to what the URC is. And that's understandable. URC is around the corner. You don't want major stars injured or whatever. But Currie Cup, the Sharks should not be putting in some of the performances that we've seen them put in. Like you say, they've got resources. It's one of the main franchises. There's no excuse, in my opinion, for them to be fielding a Currie Cup side that is almost losing weekly.
Well, they can't compete at the moment, which is...
do not take credit away from the Griquas.
For sure.
Griquas play a good brand of rugby. They are very important actually for the Currie Cup. Their fans come out in Kimberley all as a vibe when you see them playing. But so they are good obviously for the Currie Cup, and you see Pumas as well. But the bigger unions, I'd like to see them putting more effort into the Currie Cup, especially the Sharks. I think it's a waste of an opportunity to not mix to make the teams that weak at Currie Cup level. I think we've already discussed it off air how the Currie Cup is such a big tournament in rugby and South African rugby history, to see some of the performances and some of the teams being put out, sometimes you just wonder what is the plan here for Currie Cup.
Correct.
I mean, Currie Cup, we come from an era, and obviously things do change over time, but we come from an era where maybe even when the Springboks stopped fully playing Currie Cup, you'd still have the URC/Super Rugby guys playing. Now it seems like there's a clear distinction. This is our URC squad. These are the guys for Currie Cup, and the jump between the two is quite massive. So I don't know. I'd like to see a bit of a closer sort of synergy between Currie Cup squads and URC squads, just to make the Currie Cup look better 100%. And have bigger and better names playing in there. 100%. So it can attract people to continue to support the Currie Cup.
As you said, I think it's quite difficult for us to see because we obviously experienced the Currie Cup being one of the strongest tournaments in SA and arguably in some other countries as well. But
yeah.
I mean, for example, we just saw that blonde hair at Newland and Skalkberger and Jean de Villiers intercepting the ball. Now, with all due respect, we have Cornel Smits and it's a complete level change. And that's what's happening.
Yeah. And I mean, back in the day, Currie Cup was used for almost an audition for some guys to get into the end of year tour squad. I remember after the Currie Cup final, that's when they'd pick the squad. Like I say, the calendar's changed a bit. Obviously, URC has also shaped that. The calendar changes. So it's not like the Super Rugby where we would play in the beginning of the year, have the mid-year test, Currie Cup, mid-year test, for Tri-Nations/Rugby Championship, Currie Cup, end of year tour. It's URC is sort of
all year round.
Yeah. So it's changed. It has changed things a little bit, but we still want to see a strong Currie Cup. Then the last one, Lions 29, Boland Cavaliers 38.
That was the only one we got wrong in the Currie Cup.
Yeah.
Fantastic performance for Boland, though.
Boland, Pumas, and Griquas. Those are the teams to watch, I think. And
it's not right the Frey start off just yet, but I agree with you there.
Yeah, that's you caught me there. Yeah. And then the women's Boks, I don't know if you saw, they pulled off, I think, a 7-point victory against Fiji. So they went 2-0 in the series. As we say, first time them going to Fiji. I was just looking at some of the players' content, some of the videos and highlights. It looks like they had the time of their lives,
and they deserve it.
And like we say, they deserve these experiences. They deserve to be playing, going on tours and growing the brand for the women.
For sure.
And this, I think, is only going to have a positive knock-on, which I want. More women will be attracted to want to play club rugby.
Correct.
And hopefully make it into the provincial teams, and then have their eyes set out on the women's Boks. The women's Boks right now, for me, is one of the brands of South African rugby that I think we need to get behind, because it's looking good, man. And the women that are playing right now, great ambassadors for the game of rugby.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the eighth man, Aseza Hale, who I don't know if you've seen her clips, but man, she just goes forward. But
she's amazing though, because like some Saturdays or some Fridays, should I say, the coach says here's a 12 jersey, here's an 8 jersey. She's a bit of a hybrid player at the moment.
Sorry, Aseza Hele, not Ale. Sorry, I apologize. I know Aseza, so if she sees this, I apologize, Aseza. It's Hele, not. But she's what I said this to her. I said she right now is one of my favorite rugby players, men and women's. She just she
must have loved that. Yeah, she deserves those comments.
She deserves those comments, bro. I remember watching something when they were at the World Cup. Some young fan from England asked her to swap a jersey with her. It's fresh. She's his favorite player, and the emotions she had.
I mean, that speaks volumes.
Yeah, knowing that a guy in England, a kid is watching women's rugby and being like, "That's my favorite player."
That is incredible.
I want my jersey to, and they ended up doing a whole jersey swap. So, women Bok, people in women's rugby, corporates in women's rugby keep supporting the women Boks. Honestly, is one of the biggest success stories in recent history in South African sport.
For sure.
I'm sure you remember, Ryan, they were nowhere at a stage. There was no serious coaching. There wasn't. It was almost like
I'll be honest, for that exact reason, I didn't even watch it.
Yeah.
Now I watch every second of it. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing, and it's great to see what they've achieved.
So just on that last point, though, so proud of the ladies, and like you said, so important for corporate and everything to get involved, because this allows the women to have more opportunities to tour and play these other countries.
Get access to playing the biggest teams as well. Other teams, obviously higher up. It's professional leagues all around. So getting our ladies to that level is going to take some work, but it's something that I think we're going to achieve.
For sure. But like you said, 55-12 to 29-22. Must also give hats off to the Fijiana women in a week's space. They took a 40-point deficit.
Yeah. So actually, kudos to them. And then the rugby's greatest rivalry. An update.
Got goosebumps.
An update. Oh my goodness, the scores we are seeing. Obviously we're on, I think we're both on the predictor on on play.co's. I don't know how your predictions are going, but mine aren't looking
not bad.
too
I'm
good.
Actually sitting 31st at the moment.
Oh, well done for you. I don't even know if I've cracked the top 100, but this past weekend we saw the Bulls go down 50-19 against the All Blacks, and then we saw during the week what is the score for between them and the Sharks?
54-0.
Yeah. All Blacks are not here to play.
Statement after statement.
Statement after statement. They've still got the Lions, but they basically telling us, "Hey guys, we want the main team now.
Yeah.
We want the Springboks. We're tired of these franchises here and there. We want the real McCoy, as they say." I mean, the rugby side that New Zealand is playing in these games is incredible. Stormers, again, not to get back too much into the past, but Stormers have been the most, in terms of, they've come the closest to causing an upset, or they've had the best game against them. Sharks falling very, very short. In the rain, I think we spoke about it.
When
you get 50 points in the rain, it's a scary one.
We're actually reiterating about our own school days. We're like,
we've been there. Yeah. 50 in the rain hurts, because if it wasn't wet, this could have been even more uncomfortable. And then everyone thought the Bulls might cause an upset, but that also didn't happen. No. So this weekend, though, the first test against the All Blacks, how are we feeling?
I'm very excited. I'll be honest with you, I'm also very nervous at the moment. I was about 80-20 to the excitement side. Obviously, it's franchise rugby that they're playing and not against all our Springboks, even though we have Marcel Coetzee and a couple of boys that have put the green and gold jersey on playing for these franchise sides. This New Zealand teams, should I say, not just one team that they've posted, they're changing it up all the time. Is looking absolutely incredible.
Mate, it's looking good.
So I'm excited to see what Rusty's going to do out there. Obviously, with the past year, with the amount of depth that we've created, a lot of people have been asking, does that almost interfere with our cohesion and everything happening together? Maybe. Who's going to prove that to us? One person only, Rassie Erasmus.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, Jam, I'm very, very nervous, but I'm going to stick with my prediction of 3 out of 4 tests.
3 out of 4, and a score prediction for this weekend.
Where were we this weekend?
Ellis Park.
Ellis Park. Ooh, love playing at Ellis Park. But so did New Zealand a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stick with my prediction. South Africa by 9 points. Just more than one try.
South Africa by 9. I was going to go South Africa by 7, 6-7. 6-7. But I think we're going to come out guns blazing. But I'm nervous. But I'm not going to lie. You saying you nervous, I am just as nervous. I'm just looking at how the All Blacks are conducting themselves against the franchises again. I know there's franchise, but some of these franchises, like you said, they have Marcel Coetzee there. There was Vusi Moyo there. There was Marlon doing the haka there. There was Nick Hatton there for the Sharks. There was Yakin for the Stormers. There was Daimani.
More than enough quality.
Daimani, there's Dion Fourie. There's some high-level players who are involved in these franchise games. And the All Blacks just look like they're growing in confidence per game. They just look like, hey, guys, this is high level. But one thing that's sort of... I'm also remembering in the back of my head, that's not test match rugby.
Yeah, true.
And we are the best for a reason.
True. I guarantee you they're not going to run it from their own 22-meter line.
Yeah.
Guarantee that.
There's not going to be quick taps. There's not going to be cute little cross kicks all over the show. They know we've got that covered.
They actually might be with the man on the plane as we speak, and we all knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Richie Mo'onga.
I mean, another guy who was sort of on a international hiatus, Rico Ione, but Rico, the way he's been playing as well, it looks like he's finding form at the right time. He could be an option at 11.
It's so
13.
funny you say that. Yeah. A lot of my friends have been saying, do you think the coach had a word with him? I was like, why you say that? Because the past year he hasn't been the Rico Ione we all know.
Yeah.
And I agree. He's like someone like come back to that old sevens player that we know. And wow.
He's got some fire in him right now, where he's basically, kicking on to the second part of this great career that he's already had. Like, he had a bit of a slump, but now it looks like he's
ready to rock
and roll, and that's gonna be a worry for us. So before we love and leave the beautiful people, I've gone with a team prediction.
I like this.
I've gone with a team prediction, and you can button at any time. So I've gone number 1, Oxen Chair.
Solidified.
Malcolm Marx, Thomas Tutoy, Eben Etzebeth, Ruan Nokia.
I think that's where the questions come in.
Yeah. Sia / De Villiers, depending on Sia's fitness. Peter Steff, Jasper Visser, Kobus Reynolds.
Also another question there.
My favorite, Sasha Feinberg Ngomezulu, a.k.a. Kid Chocolate. Kurt Liarense, Dialende, Cheslin, Dialende, Creel, apologies, Cheslin, Willemse, 16 Vessels, 17 Steenkamp, 18 Zach Porten, 19 Kobus Visser, 20 Cameron Hanekom, 21 Andre Esterhuizen, 22 Grant Williams, and 23 I put Henry Pollard / Ethan Hooker.
I absolutely love that song. Oh, you, Rassi?
Yeah.
No, honestly,
Rassi gave me a quick call on Sunday, and I was, hey, Jam, what do you think about this team that I'm thinking of putting out there?
I like that song. I think, the way to answer that question, I think that's almost the way Rassi likes to think as well. If I had to chime in there, I personally have to have Volkalo in my 23-man squad, so he would be on the bench instead of Steenkamp for me.
Yeah.
Ron Nokia, I mean, he's an unbelievable lock, and I don't know who's available at the moment with Louis Diago and all the boys. So let's keep him there. For me, Grant Williams must start above Kobus Reynolds, but the rest of that side is hot.
Yeah.
That side is nice.
That's a.
And lastly, I mean, Ethan Hooker, incredible player. But we need Polly there. We need Pollard on the bench.
Yeah.
Especially we have Kid Chocolate at 10 year and Mani. And if we have to take them off in second half, it's fine. They'll come cook next week.
Andre should be in the 23. It's 4 tests. I'm sure a lot of these guys are going to get opportunities. So there's going to be injuries. It's bound to be tactics that change according to after the feedback from the first game. So a lot of the players we didn't mention will get some sort of run around. I mean, they have to. It's the biggest tour, biggest rivalry as well. So it's good to test yourself against the All Blacks, especially knowing that next year is a World Cup year.
For sure.
So now we move on to one of our favorite parts of Experts on the Couch, the predictions, which we are very good at in our very humble opinions. So we got a couple of Currie Cup games.
Just another 82% weekend, just for stats out there.
Pumas, Griquas.
Pumas, now we're really getting into the tough side of things.
Yeah.
And it's in Nelspruit if you're reading Pumas first. I'm actually going to go with the Griquas by 5 points. So.
Okay. Griquas by 5. Lock that in. Blue Bulls, Stormers.
All due respect, bottom of the log clash there. I think the Stormers are going to bounce back and win that narrowly as well. 6 points.
Okay. Sharks, Lions.
Lions by 12 plus. They're going to bounce back after that Boland loss.
Okay, obviously we did South Africa, New Zealand. Another big one to round us off for the Currie Cup. Cheetahs at home versus the Cabs. What are we going with?
Can we say draw? No, I'm joking. I'm going to go Cheetahs by 6.
People will make some big money if they was a draw. So you're going to say Cheetahs by 6?
Okay. It's all very close and cheap as well.
Yeah. Guys, as you know, those are our picks of the week for the big fixtures that are coming up in the Currie Cup. We've obviously also done our prediction for the greatest rivalry game. Oh, actually, we missed out the Lions. Sorry, guys, we missed out Lions versus All Blacks. I'm going to say All Blacks by 40.
Yeah, 42.
Yeah. Sorry. So, yeah, guys, lock in those predictions. Make sure you go to whatever site you're comfortable with and go make some money, man. These picks are very good. We are on point. We've got a
82% this past week.
82% success rate. So you must do with that information what you must, but hopefully you can make some money. But also, just before we love and leave you, as much as there's been a rugby heavy segment as usual, obviously that's our first love. Just shout out to all the Gooners there. Shout out to all the Arsenal fans. 3-0 Community Shield, starting off the season in the right way. And then this Friday, we start our title defense against Coventry. Guys, it's going to be exciting. I'm excited. I think we're going to go back to back. But the first game against Man City, 3-0. Yeah.
I love those memes where it said last year, Pep Guardiola says FA Community Shield counts. Obviously counts, sir.
Yeah, it obviously counts. Yeah. But guys, this has been another episode of Experts on the Couch. Please go like, subscribe. Please go follow our Instagram page. We're going to put more reels on our Instagram page, give you more insight into our world of sports. And we want you guys to be along with us on this journey. We've been having fun, but we need your support. Please go like, subscribe, follow on Instagram, drop that like, drop that notification button. We are dropping weekly and we are having the time of our lives. Thank you very much. It's JamJam here.
Mr. Nice Guy Rugby out here. It's episode 14 of Experts on the Couch. And as this legend said next to me, we are just starting to cook now. So jump on the boat and let's cook together.